Welcome back to Friday Night Lights. We're talking Erie Otters with the Inside the Glass reporter, Mr. Tim Quinn. Thanks so much for joining us.
That's right. Thank you so much for having me.
Really appreciate you stopping by and get you a little analysis from the Otters playoff opener in the Western Conference. Of course, taking on the Saginaw Spirit. It was an 8-5 win in Game 1 for the Otters. It seems obvious to ask what stood out the most because it all came in one period, right?
Yeah, no, that's interesting. When I think about it, I got to say probably the second period. Probably the second period, honestly. Yeah. It was a really solid first period of play, I thought, for both of the teams, but Erie had a power play going into period 2, so I thought that was a big moment where they could really capitalize on some of that momentum and take ahead in the game and pull ahead in the game in terms of that category, because the momentum in playoffs is everything, right? And especially as the visitors going into a road barn and a packed barn in Saginaw, right? Those are some pretty good fans out there. They were pretty loud from what I was hearing. So to go there and to be the villain a little bit and to get that first goal, I thought was going to be huge. So a good first period, and then of course the second period, was the real kicker for him.
5 goals within 5 minutes of ice time to go up 5-0. They go up 7-0, right, and they go up 8-2 after 2 periods. I mean, what can you say about just the explosiveness of the offense, the scoring, and from what you've seen all season from this team, did you think they were capable of doing something like that?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think they have so much talent, and they just need to find times where they can put it all together. In those couple of minutes, they really, really did. They're a team that plays with so much confidence on the ice. That top line of Pano Femis, Sam Alfano, Malcolm Spence, I call them the cheat code line between the benches because they really are. It's a cheat code to have all 3 of them out there, and when all 3 of them are on like they were last night, it's really fun to watch. All of them had goals. Pano started off the scoring, he closed off the scoring with a couple of breakaways. Malcolm's obviously an incredible player, as is Sam. And so when you get that top line producing, I think it just trickles down throughout, and then you get guys like Dylan Edwards and Callum Hughes producing as well. And I always say it's such a talented group. I think they have so much to give offensively, and when they can really put it together, it is special to watch.
Obviously, some key pieces still missing with defenseman Matthew Schaefer not available, Captain Kerry Terrance not available. Both traveled for Game 1, but from a long-term standpoint here in the postseason, how much do you think the guys can still keep going and still play? Maybe not quite that well in Game 1, but kind of bring that same level of intensity and just without those guys, you want to see them back out there, but how can these guys manage in the meantime without them?
Right. Well, those two are such great leaders of the team. Obviously, you're talking the potential and most likely #1 overall draft pick and your captain, right? So losing them is going to be huge. And Kerry's a great two-way player, offensively, defensively, and of course Schaefer defensively, a huge hit for him in terms of on-ice leaders, both by vocal and in person, and just watching them play, right, and leading by example. Luckily, this is a group that has a lot of those natural-born leaders, and one of those that I think they look to a lot is Pano Femis as their top-line center. He's one of the best centermen in the OHL, if not the best. Scores some incredible goals, dishes it out really well, wins a whole lot of face-offs as well. So he's somebody that I think everybody can kind of look to, and he's a very vocal leader as well. And guys on his line with Alfano and Spence have got that kind of older presence about them. Obviously, Femis and Alfano being the overagers with Marty Mishiak, I think everybody just kind of looks to them to lead, and I think they do an excellent job with it.
All right, final thought. Game 2 Saturday night. What's your biggest key? What's the one thing the Otters have to do to try to come away with a 2-0 lead?
Get that first goal again to shut down Saginaw in their home barn, right? You got to quiet the fans early and shock that system. This is a very offensive Saginaw group that's going to want to keep you back in your defensive zone and just tire you out all game. So if you can come out and throw that first punch and land it, you just got to take care of yourself in the defensive zone.
Game 2 Saturday night at Saginaw at the Dow Center, 7:05 first puck drop, and then they'll be home Tuesday and Thursday for more playoff hockey. Tim, thanks so much for joining us.
Of course, thank you.
Appreciate it. We'll be right back.